Oh, my soul is dying, it's crying. Hey guys, I'm back, and today I'm going to be taking you on a crafting journey with me, if you will, because I have already filmed that part. And the craft was this miniature DIY crafting kit. That's backwards. This miniature DIY crafting kit inside of a tiny glass dome. Whoops. So if you're interested in anything you see here today, whether good, bad, or otherwise, because that can be an option, it can, I picked this up on Amazon for around $15, so that's where you can find it if you're interested. But just keep in mind, this is very, very small, like the smallest one I've ever built, and it comes with its own set of learning curves, which you're about to find out. So let's switch down to the table with NexJen, where we'll unbox everything and get the build started. And then I'll meet you back up here with the final product. I could do that now because the glass is not in there. I wouldn't have before. I'm just going to quickly show you the package, that way you guys can see the other sets that are available if you're interested in small kits like this. So we have Vows of Happiness, which is the one I'm going to make today, a little garden corner with a bunny, an energetic forest with a power line for some reason, a super cute little time cafe, although I see nothing time related here, a magic forest with giant mushrooms and a little bunny, and I want to get this one eventually, and finally a little fairy tale amusement park, which I did pick up and will be building next time. So there are 6 over here, but if we turn it around, there are 2 more on the back, which includes Fingertip Magic. This looks incredible. I didn't see this one available to purchase, but now I really want to get it. And then there's Morris Garden, which kind of just looks like a mini little greenhouse. Also super cute. And finally, along the top, we have all 8 of the little miniature sets with a little tick showing us which one I have today. And I'm so excited to get started. But instead of opening it at the top where people would open things, I don't want to struggle with that sticker, so I'm just going to flip it upside down and open it from the bottom, because currently my nails look good and that's about to be over, so I want to prolong it as much as possible. I'm probably still gonna mess them up anyway. So first up, we have some instructions, followed by a bag. This is the smallest craft kit I've ever gotten for a DIY miniature build. Oh my gosh. It's all contained in this little Ziploc bag. That's crazy. Let's just close that up and move on. I am like so nervous right now, and it's probably because there are so few materials here that there is very little room for error. Luckily, I follow the instructions to the letter for these because I have made mistakes in the past and learned from them. True story. Turns out I glued it on the wrong side, guys. So I'm really hopeful that things go well today, because look how cute it will look if it's done properly. Although that's not to say that if I don't make mistakes, mine won't be just as wonderful in a different way, you know? You gotta go into things feeling positive. Otherwise, we'll have a positively bad outlook before we've even started. And that's no way to begin a project. But you know what is? Taking everything out and making sure it's all there. Actually, no, we should check the instructions first, because they always give you helpful tips. If this is your first time checking out one of these kits, make sure to read these over so you have an idea of what to expect. So in this case, we're gonna need scissors, a ruler, tweezers, etc. And they want us to know that there is very little material here, which I can verify. And so we gotta be very careful with our measurements. That way we don't run out of anything. They've also provided us a paper ruler up here if you don't have one. And various sections along the instructions are actually meant to be cut out and used so that we have the right proportions. So I actually have all my tools ready, except the tweezers. I forgot those. So I'm gonna quickly grab those and we can get started. Viola. So I've got some tacky glue here today because I don't know if you noticed, but there was no glue in the kit. And that actually isn't standard. Most times that I've bought a DIY miniature kit, there was glue included. I also have a small X-Acto knife so that I can make precision cuts. On my protective surface, of course, which is the green mat here, I've got some tweezers, a little pokey tool, which I'm pretty sure is for pimples, but I use them for crafting, a metal ruler, once again, to help me be as precise as possible. Not that I don't trust the paper ruler, but every little bit helps me to feel less nervous. And finally, a pair of really dirty scissors, because I couldn't find cleaner ones. So I've cleaned up my workspace and now I'm just gonna get started. Typically, I would say that you should check to make sure everything you need is included in the kit, but sometimes that can be really difficult in a larger set, so you kind of just gotta hope for the best. Today, I am lucky enough that there's not a lot here, so I am gonna check that and I'll let you know if anything was missing. But I'm not gonna open this one here because it's actually the little glass dome or cloche, and although you guys can't see it, it's in perfect condition, no cracks or anything from what I can tell, so I'm gonna put it down before I break it. Next, we have two smaller Ziploc bags, both marked with the letter B. And finally, we have the little wooden bottom to the dome and a little bit of fake grass. It's gonna be really hard to count individual pieces of glitter and beads that are probably gonna roll away, so I changed my mind. I'm just gonna hope for the best. And we're gonna start with the lawn and billboard. And right away, we're gonna need to cut away from the side of the instructions. Then we'll cut out the circle and put it on the back of the piece of grass they've given us and use this as a template to cut out the right size lawn. Wow, so perfect. Okay, this mat is annoying me because it's tipping up, so I'm just gonna adjust it because if it's bothering me, then it's bound to be bothering you guys too. Dang it, that side sticks up as well. I tried. Next, we have the billboard or gilded frame. So I'm gonna cut out this long rectangle here, separate it into 4 smaller rectangles, then we're meant to glue and stack these together so that we can cut out the frame and have it be thicker. And for that, I'm gonna be using an all-purpose glue stick instead of the tacky glue. That way it dries faster and hopefully I get it right the first time. And now I'm just gonna leave it off to the side to dry a bit so that I can cut it without it moving around, and it's stuck to my finger. Oh. And in the meantime, we'll move on to the next step, which will be to create the easel that will hold the frame. And for that, I'm gonna need some wire. But there are 2 different pieces here, which you guys might not be able to see. So one is long and thick, and it's actually folded in half right now. And the other is long and thin, but that's gonna be used in one of the final steps, meaning that I'm gonna have to take this one here, which is currently 25 centimeters, and measure it out into different lengths to complete the task. So I have gone ahead and done that, and now you can actually see it because I was smart and used the green board finally. And now we can continue on, and I'm gonna start by bending the largest piece that I have completely in half. Actually, let me just zoom in so you guys can actually see the fine details. Now I'm just gonna take this handy little tool here and curl in the bottoms of the stand. If you like these super cute little pliers that I'm using, I picked them up at Dollar Tree a couple months ago when I did my organization video, but I didn't get to show them to you guys. Sorry. I'm gonna add a final twisty leg. And now I'm gonna move this out of the way so I can see what I'm doing next. Oh, and then with the smallest one I have, I'm gonna try to fold it in half and then curl the edges a final time. Can you see it? It's done. And it's oh so cute. And now I'm gonna move on to an even tinier step. Oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into? So inside here, oh gosh, hold on. There is a single bead. Oh, there's 2 of them. Oh great, I get to do it twice. Okay, can you guys even see that? Oh my gosh. Let's see if I can get closer. Watch, I'm gonna drop it. There's a super tiny golden hooped bead with 7 little balls around it, and I need to cut it in 2 pieces so that there are 4 balls on one side and 3 on the other. And I'm really sorry because I don't think you guys are gonna see any of this. Don't mess it up, Jen. Ah, it broke. You guys, you can't even see it, it's so small. Okay, it broke so that there's 2 and 3. Can we look at the instructions? Because there were 2 in the bag. I really hope that it was a spare. I know it's not though, hold on. I mean, I don't see it again. Oh, they only have 1 listed, so I wonder if I can use it. There are 2 in there, guys. We have 1 last chance. Don't mess it up. Let's do it, let's do it. Okay, I don't even know if I'm on camera right now. Come on. Yay, it worked that time. Awesome. Okay, so now I have all the pieces that I need to complete my stand, but I cannot continue on without the frame. So I'm gonna carefully cut this out now. Should I use tweezers? I'm so nervous. Oh my gosh, the tweezers are moving. That's not useful at all. I wanted this to be a peaceful, relaxing craft for you guys to just listen to the music and watch something get made, but it's actually kind of chaotic in a very simple way. Like, it's not actually that bad, it's just so tiny. All right, so I'm just gonna take my time and go as close to the frame as possible without cutting it. I can always clean it up a little bit better in a sec. Less is more, folks. All right, all my pieces are ready, and I've decided to flip over the green mat because I looked in the camera and found the lines really distracting, and there were a few marks on it too. So now I feel bad, and we're gonna try again on this side. And I'm excited because we get to assemble now. So I'm gonna take my folded bit, add some glue, put on my frame, add some glue, put on the back frame, add some glue, put on a thing, and put on a thing. Yeah. Ah, my glue is stuck. There we go. Let's go. Okay, so I used the tacky glue to put this together, thinking it would be fine, but everything is super fiddly and moving about because, well, wire is rounded on the edges. So I can't lie it down on the front or the back without it readjusting itself. To be honest, I probably should have assembled this with hot glue, but now we know better. So I'm gonna place this on top of the glue lid and set it to the side to dry completely. And we'll move on to the balloon arch, which uses the rest of the golden wire. All I need to do is fold it in half and twist it together as shown in the photo, trimming the ends once I have the right measurement. Okay. And now, using the instructions as a guide, since it's the right scale, I'll bend the golden wire into the correct shape, and now we have a little golden candy cane. So the next step is to coat everything again in glue and then add a bunch of little pearl beads to be the balloons. But I really don't think that's gonna work very well, so I'm actually gonna take my own advice and switch to hot glue. And today I'm trying a cordless glue gun that I bought, so I'm pretty excited. Now that all my balloons are glued on, I'm gonna take this meshy fabric they've provided and cut it into 4 squares and then overlap them, making a small hole in the center that I'll be able to feed up over the wire and wrap around the bottom of my balloons. I'll also add just a dot of glue to hold it in place, flip the entire thing upside down, add a dab of glue, and slide on the largest bead we have. There's only one, so don't lose it. Now I'll pull that tool back up and over and wrap the bead in the gold wire. Okay, there we go. Oh, that looks so awful. Next, we're going to trim it down, apparently, to the same length as the holder, also known as the wire. Make a huge mess, clean it up, and continue. Now I'll add a little bit of hot glue to the front of the wire there, followed by a little golden bow. Then I'll take a little bit of tacky glue and dab it onto some of the pearls randomly so that I can add these super tiny little golden stars. So fine and delicate, like me. I feel like there's one too many bubbles right there. It just doesn't look as nice, you know? Maybe I should get rid of that one. Can we, without destroying everything? Ooh, I did it. Does that look better? Not really. I should have left it. Okay, so my balloon arch is done. I'm gonna put it down before more little pearls fall off because that has been happening. And before I move on to assembling the actual enclosed piece, I am gonna finish up the frame, which is now finally dry. So I've got a little bit of tacky glue there, and I'm using my super teeny little pimple poker to add the gold pieces. Hopefully not crooked. Why are you crooked? Stop being crooked. There we go. So that's 1 and 2. Who comes up with this idea? Who decided, hey, let's get a super tiny bead and chop it to pieces to make filigree? I don't know, that person was a genius, but also evil. And somehow I'm supposed to attach this gold piece across the front. That's gonna be the tricky part. I want to use hot glue, but it will cool too quickly. So instead, we'll be using tacky glue. Nope, nope, it does not wish to comply. Okay, try again. There you go. Okay, so to finish the kit, I'm gonna take my balloon arch, which looks adorable, my little tuft of grass, also adorable, a little golden frame, a silver rocking horse, the wooden base, some pearls, a diamond, and of course the glass cover, which is still safely tucked away. And I'm supposed to start assembling everything on the grass and then glue it onto the base, but I just see that falling apart. So instead, I'm going to disregard that part of the instructions and start by gluing my grass down and go from there. But we cannot start because my cordless glue gun has run out of charge. But luckily, all I have to do is push the top button. There we go. 1 green light, 1 red, and once the second one is green, it'll be warmed and ready for use again. We need some waiting music, but I don't want to get copyright flagged for stealing it from Jeopardy. Oh, there it goes. Okay, I didn't have to copyright anyone. Let's go ahead and add some glue to the center, making sure not to get the sides. Add our patch of grass, and viola. We can start building. I really don't feel like this is gonna fit inside the glass casing. I should probably open it and check. I'm scared. Oh gosh. Okay, let's just do it. Please don't break. Ooh, it's so pretty. It can't fit. I literally followed their directions. Oh, I'm so sad. Okay, please stand by while Jen disassembles all of her hard work and cries a little. Once again, my little pimple tool is definitely coming in handy though. So there's that. Oh no, I'm losing the stars. Dang it. I'll just reattach them once I get some balloons that fit. Does that work? Still no. All right, I guess I'll continue removing them. Aw, it's not as pretty now. Like, it literally just looks derpy. And still, it doesn't fit. Oh my gosh. Let's just bend it even more. Why not? Oh my gosh. It's taking away all the pretty. I'm like super bummed right now. This is not cool. And it still doesn't fit. All right, so I've decided that it's probably the hot glue bulking up that's preventing it from looking full and beautiful. So, against my better judgment, I am ripping apart all of my hard work. I have removed all the pearls, and I'm gonna try again one more time with a clean, fresh canvas. Do you hear my energy draining? Like my soul is sad, like it's crying. Oh, my soul is dying, it's crying, and I'm trying to stay positive, but I can't hold a tune, and I needed to change it so that I don't get flagged. I'm so sad. Okay, so the mess you're currently staring at is me working on a plastic bag, trying to reassemble everything, hoping that it holds. However, the tacky glue is proving to be very difficult and making all the beads shift. And I also have a really bad feeling that even if this does hold long enough for me to reassemble, it's gonna crack apart the moment I try to add anything. I don't know, I'm really hoping I'm wrong about that, because otherwise I might have to do this one last time with super glue, which now that I'm thinking about it, might actually be what they used to assemble this. Although, if that's the case, I really wish they would have mentioned it so that I could not have destroyed everything. Because this is the mess I'm working with, and there's a lot more on the floor. This is all the hot glue, all the beads that are left, the destroyed tool. It's all here, guys. I'm not proud of it. I really should have just left it alone. It didn't need to be full, but I had to try to see if I could fix it, and I really shouldn't have. Live and learn. I'm finding this stuff out so you don't have to. But I do want to point out that they didn't say to use hot glue, so it's not their fault. That was all me. Now, as exciting as watching glue dry can be, and it can be, I'll skip ahead so we can see whether or not this works. All right, guys, I am back. It took about 10 hours, a little bit of Tony Braxton and Jen combined, but here is my now dried new pearly hook. Right now, I'm really happy that I took the time to redo it with the tacky glue. However, I must say it took a very long time for them to dry, and I constantly had to come back and slowly readjust them as the glue was setting so that they wouldn't just flop to the sides. Maybe it would go quicker with super glue, but then you might get that leftover powdery residue, so I don't really know. In fact, I don't know why I'm telling you all this. I'm just gonna continue on with the craft now. Oh my gosh, are you seeing this? I literally just placed this down so I could zoom in, that way we'd have a better view, and the bottom of my wire popped off. It literally just, I don't want to be here anymore. So that's fun. Luckily for me, I have a few extra scraps, so I'm gonna have to glue those together in order to complete the project. But dang, I'm just having no luck. Once again, totally my fault. Wouldn't have happened had I not had to take everything apart and, you know, compromise the integrity of the actual wire itself, but still, I'm sad. Luckily, I have a few scrap pieces, and if I use a bigger bead, I'll be able to hide this inside and under the mesh. So I had one square left from the initial 4 I cut, thank goodness, and this piece here of the mesh that was already cut is the cleanest and least hot glued. So I'm gonna go ahead and proceed with the previous steps. I'm also using a bigger bead. Did I say that already? It'll definitely hide the wire. And I've learned from my mistakes that we will be using tacky glue even if it takes forever. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stick it directly over the wire. Hold it all into place, you know? That's what we're aiming for here. I'm gonna let that dry and then stick a bit more on the bottom and attach a little bit of extra wire and then leave it to dry. Hey guys, me again for day 3 of crafting. I always do 2 hands, clearly that's 6, but you know what I'm trying to say. Either way, I am back for the 3rd time. Crafting sweater is on, and I mean business. I am going to complete this project today because this craft is so small, there's absolutely no reason that it should have taken 3 days for me to complete, but I've let it dry overnight and I'm feeling that it is secure enough that I can cut the wire without anything going wrong. So I've zoomed in and now I'm ready to complete the final steps. The same as before, except hopefully better. So just like before, I'm gonna pull down the mesh, wrap it in that super thin wire. Now I'll cut the wire underneath, cut the fabric to match. Lose a star. No, that's okay, we can fix that. But first, I'm gonna add my bow. It's moving away from me. Come back. Why are you moving? Stop it. I don't feel okay. Okay, I was running away for a second there. Stay. And now I'm gonna leave it off to the side to dry. That way when I try to stand it up, the bow doesn't fall off. And in the meantime, I'm gonna take the hot glue off of the base because now we're going tacky glue all the way. And now we can finally assemble. I got my instructions here just to remind myself where everything goes, and I'm gonna attempt to replicate it, hoping it fits. We'll start with the dome test because that's so very, very important. It's tall. It's too big now. That doesn't even make sense. Oh my goodness. You know what? I don't even care. I'm gonna trim it. We're gonna make it work. We're doing this. Actually, no, maybe I'll just bend it a little bit and hope the pearls don't fall off. Let's see now. Will that be better? Oh, that works. That works. Okay, we got this. It's okay. We can do this. Don't fall over, that's all. I'll put something there for it to lean on. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's there. We'll get a placement for our stand. Get on there. Get in the space. Ah! Okay, that didn't work out. That'll do. You guys can't really see any of this, but I will show you in just a couple minutes. Right now, I'm adding my rocking horse. Back here, I'm gonna add pearls. 1, 2, a diamond. Oh gosh, this is nerve-wracking. And then finish it off by dropping the golden frame. Try that again. And finish it off with the golden frame. And I'm just gonna let this dry completely, and then I'll add the glass dome and get some close-up shots. I'm not gonna touch anything right now though. Hey guys, me again with the final product. It's so big, right? I know you're gonna need to like back up so you can actually see it. Yeah, here it is, and after all the struggles I went through, I am really, really happy with the outcome. I am aware that you can't see it very well here. I just wanted to give you my final thoughts, end the video, and then let you go with some beautiful close-up footage. So, before I do that, I'm just gonna show you that it does in fact fit inside my fingers. It's basically like 1.5 inches, 2 inches tops as a completed piece, and this will look really cute in miniature scenes. However, finding the right scale is proving to be a little bit more difficult than you would expect, because if you are used to miniature crafting kits, hold on, let me get an example. Because if you are used to miniature craft builds that come in kits, you would know that this is not exactly gonna fit inside here. It's actually too big in the end, which is really funny to say out loud. And when I realized that that wasn't gonna happen, but still needed footage for you guys, I discovered how well this works in Calico Critters scenes. So if you, like me, like to collect tiny sets like that, you might really enjoy popping one of these on the mantle or as a backdrop piece in a corner. And because those are the ideas I had in my head, I wanted to kind of bring them to life and see if they worked out, which I feel they did, and you'll see that in just a second. But first, I just want to say that's it for me, guys, and for my DIY miniature crafting kit, the smallest I've ever built. Hopefully you guys If you know somebody who would enjoy today's video because they like miniature builds or watching people dismantle all of their hard work after they finally realized what they should have done to begin with, then please share this with them. And if you enjoyed it yourself, then please make sure you remember to comment, like, and subscribe. You can let me know down below what you liked or didn't like about today's video, all the things you would not have done at all, or any other craft kits you think I'd enjoy, because I do love me some tiny miniatures. I don't know why I did that. I'm in a thumbs up kind of mood lately. Like, I don't even know how many videos I've done this in, but I'm just gonna keep doing it. And now, as I send you off into wonderful, dreamy footage land, I just want to say, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! So here it is again, after it's dried. I'm really excited that it all fit in there, and although it took me 3 days, it is done, and I am very happy. I have learned a few things about these miniature kits. I have used glue guns in the past, and it has never caused me any issues, but I suppose working within a glass dome offers its own sets of challenges that I never would have discovered had I not tested one out. So, knowing full well I have one more kit, I'm gonna take the stuff I learned from today, actually the last 3 days, and apply it to that build when I get there. But I think I need a break first.